Hi there, welcome to Lush Living. Today's topic is, can you be too flexible? So the short answer is yes, and the long answer, I hope to explain to you throughout this video. But anyways, I posted about this recently on Instagram, and yes, you can actually be too flexible. A lot of times people feel stiff or sore or achy, and I think that sort of response to the body could indicate that it needs more mobility, more range of motion. But a lot of people sort of think, oh, I need to be more flexible. I need more flexibility. I have tight hamstrings. I have tight shoulders. I need more flexibility, more flexibility. But that's not actually the case. What they actually need more of is more mobility. So the example I like to give is, say you're doing a split. Many of you probably aren't, but you know what I mean. If you were gonna do a split, what would be more important? Being able to actually create the split, or being able to go into the split using some strength and some muscular support, as well as being able to get out of the split using some strength and muscular support. So the way I look at it is, flexibility tends to be the shape that you create, either a really deep bend or a really deep twist, maximizing the joints' capacity for motion. When mobility is the strength that you have when you've hit that shape or position. Do you even have any strength left, or are you so maxed out mobility-wise that there isn't any strength there? So I wanted to give my 3 favorite mobility exercises that you can do from home, which is where I'm coming to you from. Starting with our hands, because if you're watching this on a device, that probably means that you've been typing or texting or using your hands a lot in the same way over and over and over again, which can cause a lot of tightness and stiffness, and a lot of people can get that sort of thumb arthritis from repetitive motion. So, starting with your hands. If you can utilize the floor, that's great. But if you can't, just use a countertop or like a chair. But what I want you to do is work on spreading your hands out like big starfishes, so that you want your middle finger and your thumb to almost make like a 90-degree angle from one another on the floor. So I spread my hands out wide, and then I put them down onto the surface so that my middle fingers are pointing straight ahead and my thumbs are trying to reach into one another. So that in and of itself can be very difficult. From here, I'm gonna try to get as much surface area of my hand into the ground. So I have kind of like a fluffy carpet. It helps if you have some sort of squishy surface to push into, so like a rolled up yoga mat would work, like a flat roll. But I picture that memory foam commercial where the person sinks their hand into the foam. That's what I'm gonna be doing with my hands. So I'm gonna push every knuckle and every joint down as if I'm trying to smush the carpet with my hands. I'm gonna keep spreading them like starfish, but actively, almost like an isometric, push my hands into the floor. And it's hard. It takes a lot of muscular effort just to do that. And then after you get accustomed to doing this for a while, if you don't have any pain or discomfort in this position, then you want to actually load the hands a little bit more by rocking and leaning your body weight forward onto your hands. Pause for just a quick moment and then gently back off. So again, you're just creating more load. So you're stretching your hand out to the max. You're pushing all of your joints into the floor, and then you're slowly rocking some weight onto your hands and then gently backing off. My shoulders are relaxed, my elbows are strong, and my hands are incredibly active as you rock forward. Oh my goodness, it's so tight. And then gently back off. And you might have a tighter hand. Be careful with those thumbs. And again, press and rock forward. Woo, and then gently back off. And even just doing that a few times, woo, makes my hands very tired, but I can tell that they've been really activated. So moving down the chain, let's talk about our spines. Our spines sometimes get stiff. A lot of even the exercise routines that we like to do are moving in what we call the sagittal plane, which is sort of front to back, but there's not a lot of twisting, not a lot of side to side stuff. So I would like to show you my favorite spinal mobility exercise, and I'm gonna move you. So bear with me with my cameraing. So I'm gonna lie down on the floor again. I'm gonna be upside down to you. So with your knees bent and your feet flat, you can even do this in bed. I tell that to my clients. You're gonna take one of your hands like a blade and you're gonna place it in the center of your sternum and you're gonna lock your upper body and keep it really steady. And then from here, you're gonna twist your knees and your pelvis over to one side, only as far as you can go, working to keep your sternum and that hand very steady in the center. And then when you feel like you hit your end range, you use an exhale, you're gonna feel your obliques recruit, and then you're gonna drag your knees back to center, almost like they're coming through thick, heavy air. Then you're gonna try that on the other side. You're gonna let your knees and pelvis, in a controlled fashion, lean over to one side. My chest and my sternum, my bladed hand, are still pointing straight up to the ceiling. And then use an exhale, gets a little abdominal support. I'm gonna delay the knees and drag my waist back to center. Same thing to the other side. Let the knees sway off to the side. And then you use your exhale, you delay the knees and you drag the waist to come on back. You can even switch hands if that's more comfortable. You twist the knees and pelvis to the side, keeping the sternum really steady. And then again, using your exhale, dragging yourself back through center. And one more on each, gently twist across. And you can feel the loading of the obliques because I'm stabilizing my upper body and I'm mobilizing the lower body. I can feel the work in my obliques. So it's not a passive stretch. I'm not relaxed, I'm quite active the whole way through. So, mobilizing your torso. Oh, and it feels really good. So last but not least, feet, because these tend to be my favorite body parts. So I have my staircase behind me, which is what I'm gonna utilize. We're gonna go for another little walk to my staircase. And hopefully you can see my stairs, my first step. So a lot of people have a step somewhere in their home. Usually a shower ledge works really well. A door frame, a door jamb, going to the inside to outside usually works. I happen to have a staircase, so I'm gonna use this. But we're gonna go from a negative phase calf stretch, so my heels dropped low, to neutral, to a, we call it like a calf elevator or calf raises, back to neutral, and then dropping it all the way down. And so again, I'm going from a stretch, obviously to strengthen it, I'm controlling the descent down and up. So it ends up being a mobility exercise, not just a passive stretch. So I'm gonna come to standing. I've got my railing to hold onto for balance, which is kind of a nice add-on. But you drop your heels down to the max. The balls of your feet are on your stair, and you feel like you've got enough foot surface on the chair or on the step that you feel comfortable. And then you're gonna push down through the balls of the feet and gradually lift the heels up like a slow rising elevator. And then you gradually flex the feet pass through neutral and then continue the descent all the way down. Oh, this feels so good. Keep the knees straight, and much like an elevator, you wanna make sure that the heels go straight up vertically and not slightly rolling out to the sides. So the ankle lines up right through the center of the foot, and then you slowly flex the feet and control the way to a stretch. And then again, as you rise up, you're gonna keep your toes relatively light, and you're gonna keep the majority of the work in the ball of the foot. And then again, slowly flexing to lower, oh, those tight, tight calves. And again, push through the balls of the feet, lifting the heels up, and then slowly flexing the feet, controlling the descent back down. So that's it. So those are my three favorite mobility exercises. We've got one for your hands, one for your spine, and one for your feet and ankles. So thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you soon.